Hi, I'm QDC. What we're about to build today is Revell's HMS Kelly, and this is a 1/700 scale. And the reason why I'm building this particular kit is because at the time of this recording, it's the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. Now, this actual ship, the HMS Kelly, did not participate in the D-Day invasion, but its sister ship, the HMS Kelvin, did. So I'm going to build the HMS Kelvin using this kit for the HMS Kelly as a replacement. So it's going to be a exciting um, kit for me to build, and hopefully you get to enjoy too. So let's go ahead and start building this kit right now. Before we start, let's go over the summary of the ship. HMS Kelvin was a K-class destroyer of the Royal Navy laid down by the Fairfield Shipbuilding and Engineering Company Limited in Scotland on the 5th of October 1937. It was launched on the 19th of January 1939 and commissioned on the 27th of November 1939 with a pennant number F-37. HMS Kelvin fought in several theaters during the Second World War. It took part during the D-Day invasion called Operation Neptune. It was tasked at dawn on the 6th of June 1944 to bombard German positions in the area of Sword Beach. It had the honor of having on board Prime Minister Winston Churchill, who visited the Normandy front on the 12th of June 1944. Let's go take aside this box. We have one plastic bag containing all the parts and the instruction sheet. Okay, so we built the model kit, and now it's time for me to show you what I think about this kit so far. Take a look. This is the completed model kit before painting. As you can clearly see, this is a small model. This kit was harder to build than expected. Because of the small number of parts, I expected this kit easy to build, but I was wrong. Since the parts are so small, I couldn't use my fingers to assemble some parts together. so a pair of tweezers was my best friend. The most difficult part to assemble were the lifeboats. The kit doesn't offer a way to secure the boats to the bars. My solution was to use wooden sticks as a leverage to raise the boats to the bars and then carefully gluing them on. I did manage to add a small finishing touch of my own. I drilled holes in the torpedo tubes to make them look more realistic. Overall, I did enjoy this kit, but I would not recommend it to the beginner. Since the parts are so small, a beginner would find it difficult and even frustrating to build. However, if you're an intermediate or an advanced model kit builder, this is well worth building. If you plan to build this kit, I highly recommend using a pair of tweezers and a dedicated box to store your parts so you won't lose them. It's time for me to paint the model. Let me take a moment to explain how I made the base. It's simple. I use ordinary foam board you would find at your local hardware store. Then I used a foam cutting machine that works similar to a bandsaw for woodworking. I cut the board to my desired dimensions, then I paint the base. Once dried, I use clear caulk found at your local hardware store to make the C. Then, using a Q-tip, I made the waves and allowed to dry. Once dried, I dry brush white to the areas where the propeller is moving the ship. Simple. Okay, so we built the model kit, we painted it, we weathered it, and we even made a diorama out of it. So it's time for me to show you the entire model project from the beginning to the end. Take a look. This is the completed model kit after painting, weathering, and making a diorama. This project turned out looking better than I expected. When I built and painted the model, I'd done a good job, but the kit itself lacked details. Because of the small scale, details were omitted by the manufacturer, so the kit looked more like a child's toy than a scale model. But when I added a diorama base, it turned out looking better. By putting the model in its natural environment, the sea, it looks more realistic. I like the waves I made and the turning of the water made by the ship's propeller. This project was enjoyable, and it's my hope that this video encourages you to build a model kit of your own. That completes this model project. What you're about to see is a video slideshow of the entire model kit. But before I go, as always, just because I put this video here on YouTube, it doesn't make me a model kit expert. I am not an expert, I'm just a regular guy just like you. So please build a model kit of your own and enjoy it. I'm QDC, and thanks for watching. Goodbye now.